Any other committee reports? Okay, reports of city officials. Mayor Salzer.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council. Just wanted to reiterate and support the request for suspension of the rules, the 3 reading rules this evening for items 5, 6, and 9 on council's agenda. I would add, though, at item 10, the $500 from Kohl's department store. Tom, I did receive a communication from Kathy Primer today that if we could pass that this evening so they would have the funds for the fishing event this coming Saturday. This does provide, as Tom had indicated, a great opportunity for our children in the community to find that there's a lot more that the Parks and Recreation has to offer than what they may find elsewhere within the community. Also, hard to believe, but in less than 2 months we'll be having July 4th celebrations here within the community again, and so any citizen that's interested in contributing once again to the Chillicothe annual fireworks display, we would encourage you to do so, to make the checks payable to the City of Chillicothe Parks and Recreation Department, and to send those either to the Mayor's office and or to the Parks and Recreation office in Yoctangi Park. And finally, I did have a brief discussion with the Ohio Department of Transportation. As I had indicated earlier to council, earlier in the year I should say, they are intending to redo Route 772, Route 104, and Route 50 within the City of Chillicothe. In my discussions with them, I felt that Route 50 was perhaps the most important of the 3 projects that we need to get completed as soon as possible. So next summer, the summer of 2010, they will be sending me a request for legislation through City Council to do U.S. Route 50 here in the City of Chillicothe from High and Main Street all the way to the corporate limits on the western end. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Auditor, Mr. Morrissey.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We had some stuff handed out this evening. First is the results of the bids on a rollover of the $1 million we borrowed last spring for the Street and Alley program. That bid was won by Sweeney and Cartwright at a net bid of 2.999, and as you can see that they will save the city $1,600 by paying legal fees and also the OMAC fees. Also handed out overtime reports for police and fire. February comparison of funds, and we're having the reason that thing is so late and we haven't gotten March done yet is the computer situation that you heard about from the Treasurer's office, which will be discussed tomorrow. So hopefully we'll be back up to speed as soon as they get the new computer in there. If you got the regular end of the month reports, there's also a report in there from Redflex showing how much money has come in and how much we brought in $475,000 and have expended $354, and it gives you a little tracking record on what the revenue has been from that particular source. Our audit for 2008 is nearly completed, and the CAFR books will be, we expect them to be all mailed out within the week. And that's to be about 150 copies. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Law Director, Mrs. Eddy.
Thank you, President Schultz. I just wanted to comment on item number 11, and as Mr. Trutchell had indicated, I would appreciate passage of that ordinance tonight in order that our city ordinances properly reflect the state code sections which they may parallel. Would also remind Mr. Trutchell you will probably need to make an amendment to that to add the Exhibit A, which is an actual copy of the replacement pages. I did provide a copy of those to Mr. Fawson. So at the appropriate time, you'll probably want to do that before you move for the passage. And members of council, if you haven't already picked up your copies of the replacement pages, those are available at the mayor's office. And I believe there are extra copies for the public if they wish to purchase those. And that would conclude my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Trutchell, wouldn't you want to go ahead and make that motion now with the assistance of the law director in making the correct amendment?
We want to add Exhibit A, is that correct?
Correct. And I did give it to Mr. Boston.
All right. I'll make that motion.
Okay. Second by Mr. Bonner. Okay. Roll call on that motion.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Trutchell. Yes.
And so that passed. That will be amended to include Exhibit A. All right. Time now for audience participation. If there's a member of the audience that wants to address council on any issue, we invite you to please step to the microphone. And I remind you of Council Rule 21 that limits each speaker to 5 minutes and each subject to 15 minutes.
I'm Marvin Jones. I'm the president and CEO of the Chillicothe Ross Chamber of Commerce. Mayor Salzer, President Schultz, and members of council, I know none of you needs to be reminded that it has been 6 long years since the fire that decimated the Carlisle building. You'll walk out the door tonight and it'll stare you in the face. And we know that you have been as frustrated like so many others in the community that there has been so little progress by 2 sets of owners to restore the structure. We know that in the next month you are going to receive a great deal of new information about the Carlisle and the adjoining Howson building, as the owners there are going to be making a pitch to the city to renovate the structures for municipal court and maybe the administrative offices. The offer to pay for the feasibility study was very generous by the local preservation groups. I am here tonight, though, on behalf of 6 of the major employers in Ross County. These 6 provide jobs to about 3,500 workers, or 10% of the workforce of the county. These 6 employ doctors, nurses, engineers, professors, technicians, and managers. They need to be able to recruit professionals from all corners of this country and beyond. One aspect of their recruiting efforts is to prove this is a community that works to solve its problems. What these employers are offering to you, the governmental leaders of the community, is their support as you look to solve the community's problem at the crossroads of our community. This group is providing its support as you work through the various possibilities to bring about a resolution to the problem. This group isn't favoring one solution over another, only that you continue to make efforts that will lead to a solution. You have been patient with 2 sets of owners of the Carlisle, but these 6 see this as the time to use your leadership and your powers to bring about a solution. The letter signed by the 6 concludes by saying, quote, "We urge you, the mayor and council, to vigorously renew efforts to resolve this issue as soon as possible. Only you can provide the leadership to restore the southeast corner of Paint and Main Streets. Our employees and the entire community are depending upon you," unquote. You'll receive copies of the letter signed by Mark Shooter of Adena Health System, Scott Blue of the Kenworth Truck Company, John Blend of Glatfelder, John Robertson of the InfoSite Corporation, Bill McHale of Horizon Telecom, and Richard Beebe of Ohio University Chillicothe. And to reiterate, they offered their support as you pursue the possibilities and the ultimate solution to this important issue. Please keep at it until you find the solution, and don't hesitate to call upon them for their help. Thank you.
Anyone else want to address